Okay, welcome, US Virgin Islands chess to the online FIDE playlist. You selected your host, Colin Heim. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the FIDE Arena. The game is played by myself. We have another game here. I've been on a hot streak, guys. Probably won like 5 games in a row, or like drew two or 3 games in a row, and then won like 3 or 4 games in a row. So I've been really uh, playing with black pieces now, just like really learning how to win with black, and it's actually really helping me beat people online, getting better with the modern defense. Speaking of modern defense, guys, let's get into a chess game now, shall we? Pretty nice short one here, 33 moves, termination checkmate for Team Black. So let's go. C4, G6, English opening, modern defense, knight C3, bishop G7, G3, C6, anti-martial, no queen's gambit, guys, with D4, bishop G2, horse F6, D3, short castles, bishop G5. Okay, so bishop G5 here, guys, is a main line. Main line meaning that it's played most often. Most played moves are bishop G5 and knight F3. In this position, guys, we see H6 now, attacking, dark squared bishop, Team White. White captures, and E captures. Well, I guess the only thing wrong here with bishop captures is now the F pawn here, right? F7 pawn can't get pushed up the road eventually, so to speak. That's why in this position, guys, we change it up now, opening up the E file with E takes F, okay? So changing it up a little bit here. It does kind of keep this bishop blocked, but we'll see what's going on here after E3, okay? D6, knight G to E2, and rook to E1. So as we mentioned, getting that open file. So black looks pretty good here. White looks good too. Both teams look good. Black is a little undeveloped here on the queen side. None of the queen side pieces have been developed yet, so rook B1 by my opponent. Knight to D7 now, A3, knight to E5, B4. And B4 is a good move now, pushing for the queen side. Looks like white has a pretty strong center here with these pawns. Bishop E6 was a good move. And B5, looks like this queen side needs a little help to stabilize. But ignoring the attack as it does, guys, on the C6 pawn now, just pushing for D5, fighting for the center. So ignoring it. C captures on D, bishop captures on D, and short castles by my opponent. Well, it was just best to capture the bishop here, and after pawn recaptures, yeah, guys, pretty much just now D4, and yeah, there is a check here, which is the best move. White loses their castling privileges, but castling into this bishop G2 probably wasn't the best, because now king's forced to capture. King gets kind of moved into a little not the most auspicious square for the king, if you will, but probably the least fortunate, and also as we see, guys, in this, as this line shows, dropping the D3 pawn here, and white is in trouble. Okay. So white goes for B captures on C now. It looks maybe like black's a little bit in trouble here on the queen side, but instead, guys, we see queen captures and rook F captures D1, and then now just recapturing the C pawn with the B pawn, right? Capturing white C pawn with the black B pawn. Okay. All right. So rook to D6 now, guys, attacking. Attacking anything, really, not really specific what the attack is here, but lifting the rook to D6, we'll call it. We'll call it a rook lift. Rook E to B8 now played by myself, and F4, attacking my horse on E5. But first, rook captures rook, and after knight recaptures, yeah, white's really sort of just giving into a disadvantage here, especially after losing the D pawn. Guys and girls, right? So now knight captures B1, and knight's hopping over to C4 now. 2 options here. Usually, guys, I ask the audience, what's the best move for black? What's the best move for white? Well, now go ahead, guys, and pause the video and find the next move. The best next move for Team Black is it's black to move. We saw white just moved after that arrow, signifying the shift of the rook. Did you guys spot it, though? The best move, right? The engine loves knight to E3 check for black. king goes to f3, knight drops back to f5, knight f5, knight from b to c3, rook b8 now. And after white decides to attack my a6 rook, that's fine, guys. That's fine. I was just kind of shifting my rook on my 8th rank, trying to find the best attack, the best mechanism here. And after forcing the king to move backwards now, getting another check on that same square, right? So, guys, preserving the ego of the dark horse to drop back and eventually just cause more problems. White looks very exposed on the king side. Right, so we saw f into g5, and then after f into g5, f into g5 now for black. After knight to b5, as it does, guys, playing another g4 check move, and after king h4 and bishop f6 check, it looks like this king is getting smothered here. King goes to h5, now maybe considering taking the h6 pawn. But after we see rook d5 check and king captures on h6, guys, without looking at the notation below now, just find out how to finish the game in one move. It's pretty special, actually. You guys saw this move, congratulations. Bishop g7, checkmate. Good stuff. Everything's cut off, and the king kind of picked its own poison there. So that was a nice game. That was nice. That was a nice 33 move modern defense. English opening. And I think my opponent played well with white here. I really do. I think everything thought through up to this point, I think c takes d is okay. And after bishop captures, definitely not castling. Castling is a mistake, as we mentioned earlier. Yeah, giving up d3. Probably should have played d4. B takes c was good. Queen captures. Rook fe captures. Well, of course. Yeah, I guess that rook fd1 makes sense. And after this, just a series of moves, and just play the right moves and play the best move in the position, and it should be a nice, easy win. Anyways, this was fun showing you guys. It's a nice little 34 move game here. Hope everybody enjoyed it. And see everyone on the other side with much more material to come in the future. Thank you guys. It's your host signing off. Thanks. Have a lovely holiday season, and bye-bye for now. See everyone on the other side.